The Matrix is more than just an action-packed sci-fi film. It's a cultural phenomenon that changed how we think about reality, technology, and even philosophy. Released in 1999 by the Wachowskis, the movie introduced audiences to Neo, a seemingly ordinary man who discovers that the world he lives in is nothing more than a computer-generated simulation. But beyond the slow-motion action sequences and iconic visuals, The Matrix raises questions that still haunt us today. Are we really living in the real world, or are we trapped inside a digital illusion? The story begins with Neo, a hacker who feels that something is wrong with his world. He's searching for the truth when he meets Morpheus, who offers him the famous choice between the red pill and the blue pill. Many fans believe this concept was created just for the film, but in reality, it was inspired by deep philosophical ideas. The myth is that The Matrix is pure science fiction. The fact is, its roots go back centuries to philosophers like Plato and René Descartes, who both questioned the nature of reality. Plato's allegory of the cave described people trapped in an illusion, seeing only shadows on the wall, while Descartes asked, "What if an evil demon is tricking me into believing in a false reality?" These ideas are directly connected to the Matrix. Another early myth is about Neo himself. Many fans have debated whether Neo was chosen or simply programmed by the Matrix to play that role. Within the film, Morpheus believes Neo is the one, a prophesied savior who will end the war between humans and machines. But some viewers believe this prophecy was just another system of control, another illusion created by the machines. The truth is, the film never fully answers this question, and that's intentional. The Matrix thrives on ambiguity, forcing us to question whether free will exists at all or if everything is predetermined by the system. The introduction of the Matrix itself also created myths. Some people believe that the movie suggested we are already living in a simulation, controlled by artificial intelligence. While the film is fictional, the idea of simulation theory has real-world scientific supporters. Philosopher Nick Bostrom famously argued that it is possible we are inside a computer simulation created by advanced beings. Even tech leaders like Elon Musk have suggested the odds are high that our reality isn't base reality. The Wachowskis didn't invent this theory, but they made it accessible to millions by turning it into a gripping story. Once Neo chooses the red pill and awakens from the illusion of the Matrix, the story shifts from mystery to revelation. He discovers the shocking truth: humanity has been enslaved by intelligent machines, trapped in a simulated reality while their bodies are harvested for energy. This is where the Matrix dives into its deepest themes, and also where many myths and misunderstandings begin. One of the most famous elements of the film is the red pill versus blue pill choice. Many people think this was just a dramatic plot device, but it actually symbolizes much more. The blue pill represents comfort, ignorance, and staying inside the illusion, while the red pill symbolizes truth, awakening, and sometimes painful knowledge. A myth that spread over time is that taking the red pill guarantees freedom. But within the film's logic, freedom is not so simple. Even after waking up, Neo and others remain in a different kind of system, one where survival depends on fighting against the machines. The red pill isn't an escape from control, but a shift to a harsher reality. The film also raises questions about artificial intelligence. A common myth is that The Matrix predicts the future rise of AI in the exact way it will happen. In truth, the machines in the movie represent more than just advanced technology. They symbolize systems of control. Governments, corporations, or even ideologies. The Matrix uses AI as a metaphor, warning us about giving too much power to any system that manipulates our choices. In reality, today's AI is powerful, but it's nowhere near the level shown in the film. The myth is that The Matrix is a prophecy. The fact is, it's a cautionary tale. Another debated topic is the idea of simulation theory. When audiences saw humans plugged into pods, living in a digital dream world, many assumed this was pure fantasy. But scientists and philosophers continue to explore whether it could be real. Nick Bostrom's argument suggests that if civilizations can create advanced simulations, there's a possibility we are living inside one right now. Elon Musk has even claimed that the odds of us being in base reality are extremely low. But despite these ideas, there's no scientific proof that we're living in a matrix-like simulation. This is one of the biggest myths. Confusing philosophical possibility with scientific fact. The role of the Oracle also adds complexity. She tells Neo that he's not the one, but later events suggest he is. This led fans to believe she was lying or manipulating him. The truth is more nuanced. The Oracle represents choice and belief. She doesn't see the future with certainty, but rather guides people toward making decisions that shape it. The myth is that she controls destiny. The fact is that she empowers characters to find their own path. By the end of this stage of the story, Neo begins to unlock his powers. He sees the Matrix for what it truly is: lines of code, malleable and controllable. This transformation has been misunderstood as simply superpowers. But in reality, it represents a philosophical awakening. Once you recognize that reality is an illusion, you gain control over how you experience it. This idea echoes ancient philosophies, like Buddhism, which teach that understanding the illusion of the world brings enlightenment. As the Matrix builds toward its climax, Neo faces the ultimate test of his identity. Is he truly the one, destined to reshape the system, or is he just another pawn caught in the machine's endless cycle of control? This final act is where the movie delivers its most powerful visuals, and also where myths and fan theories explode. Neo's confrontation with Agent Smith is one of the most iconic scenes in cinema. We see him dodge bullets, move faster than his enemies, and eventually bend the rules of the Matrix itself. Many fans interpret this as Neo gaining superpowers. But the truth is deeper. Neo doesn't gain powers. He learns to see the Matrix for what it is: lines of code. By understanding that reality is a simulation, he can manipulate it. The myth is that Neo became superhuman. The fact is that he awakened to the truth, and that knowledge gave him control. Another myth revolves around Neo's role as the One. Some fans believe he was chosen by destiny, while others argue he was just another program written into the Matrix to give humans false hope. The film intentionally leaves this ambiguous. The Oracle suggests that being the One is less about prophecy and more about choice. Neo becomes the One not because the system demanded it, but because he chose to believe, to act, and to sacrifice. This is one of the core truths of the Matrix. Freedom lies in choice, not in destiny. The ending itself sparked endless debates. When Neo defeats Agent Smith and declares that he's going to show these people a world without rules and controls, some audiences believed this meant the Matrix was over, that humanity was instantly free. But that's a myth. The Matrix continues to exist, the machines remain in control, and humanity is still enslaved. Neo's victory is symbolic. It's the first crack in the system, proof that it can be resisted. The true battle has only begun. One of the most fascinating myths is the belief that the Matrix's ending proves we're living in a simulation ourselves. Fans often point to Neo flying into the sky as evidence of transcending reality. But in truth, this is cinematic storytelling. The Wachowskis never claimed to prove simulation theory. Instead, they used the story to explore the question of control, freedom, and truth. The fact is, simulation theory remains a philosophical idea, not a scientific certainty. The cultural impact of the Matrix also added to the myths. The red pill became a symbol far beyond the movie, sometimes misused in political or ideological movements. But in the film's original meaning, the red pill simply represented the courage to see truth instead of living in comforting lies. This is a reminder that The Matrix was never just about technology. It was about humanity, philosophy, and the choices we make in our own lives. In the final scene, Neo speaks directly to the audience, promising to show them a world where anything is possible. This breaking of the fourth wall leaves us questioning, was this meant as hope for the characters, or for us? The myth is that Neo guarantees liberation. The fact is that he offers possibility. The Matrix doesn't hand us easy answers. It leaves us with the same questions Neo faced. What is real? Who controls our choices? And are we ready to wake up? By the end of The Matrix, we're left with more than just a thrilling sci-fi story. We're left with a mirror, a reflection of our own world, our own systems of control, and our own struggles for freedom. That's why The Matrix continues to resonate decades later, sparking myths, debates, and truths that go far beyond the screen.